Personality is what defines a person. This includes unique aspects about him, his character, his beliefs, and his behavior. Fundamentally speaking, when these traits are positive, his personality becomes positive, and when these are negative, his personality is also negative. The 2011 Mobile Threats Report is based on a survey of nearly 0.8 million applications across major mobile device operating systems. It concludes that 2011 was the year when hackers penetrated mobile OS and moved their malware from proof of concept, phase to profitability phase. If you're feeling worn out, weak, or unable to concentrate, you could be deficient in certain B vitamins. Not only do these vitamins help the brain to function properly, they also help the body to break down carbohydrates into glucose to fuel the body. For a good source of B vitamins, incorporate oats into your diet. The ability of regular exercise to lower expenditure on medications is indubitable. Take diabetes patients as an example. The more time they spend on outdoor activities, the less money they spend on medications and other therapies. So, physicians advise stepping up daily physical activity. Starting to exercise is really worth it, at any age. Water is a chemical substance with the chemical formula H2O. A water molecule contains one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms connected by covalent bonds. Water is a liquid at ambient conditions, but it often coexists on Earth with its solid state, ice, and gaseous state, steam. Galaxies contain varying amounts of star systems, star clusters, and types of interstellar clouds. In between these objects is a sparse interstellar medium of gas, dust, and cosmic rays. Dark matter appears to account for around 90% of the mass of most galaxies. Observational data suggests that supermassive black holes may exist at the center of many, if not all, galaxies. An adult is a living organism of relatively mature age, typically associated with sexual maturity and the attainment of reproductive age. In human context, the term has other subordinate meanings associated with social and legal concepts. For example, a legal adult is a legal concept for a person who has attained the age of majority and is therefore regarded as independent and responsible.
You need not see him. Send an email today itself.
There is a special emphasis on research and development of high technologies.
Science is knowledge of certain phenomena found under certain conditions. The recent technical advances have not only been big, they have also been fast.
If their aspirations are not achieved, they become gloomy.
New problems can only be solved by thinking and reaching beyond narrow disciplines.
Natural selection is a very complex phenomenon.
Wisdom is knowledge about certain principles and causes.
Much of the involuntary muscular movement is necessary for existential survival.
Global warming would mean flooded rivers, submerged seacoasts, and disruption in agriculture.
Living organisms adapt to changing environmental conditions.
Computers can store complex objects consisting of both data and programming instructions.
It is an interesting map in front of me, which gives information about the density of population per square mile as per 2000 census. The best part of this map is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are population, census 2000, census bureau, and numbers are 1, 10, 25 to 5000. This picture is described in such three colors as red, green, and white. It is an interesting graph in front of me, which gives information about number, in millions, of persons with diagnosed diabetes, United States, from year 1980 to 2008. The best part of this graph is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are number of persons, millions, increase in numbers, and numbers are 0, 2, 4 to 20. This graph is described in such three colors as white, blue, and black. It is an interesting graph in front of me, which gives information about number of cars per thousand that developed major defects during the year of operation from year 1994 to 1996. The best part of this graph is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are defects, 1000 cars, factory, increased, decrease, and numbers are 0 to 30. This graph is described in such three colors as white, red, and blue. It is an interesting pie chart in front of me, which gives information about percentage of patients of acute depression that reported the role of personal talk with a doctor or medical professional in improving their condition. The best part of this pie chart is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are a little help or no help, some help, helpful, percentage and numbers are 30.2%, 40.5%, and 29.2%. This pie chart is described in such three colors as white, red, and blue. It is an interesting pie chart in front of me, which gives information about percentage of total vehicle market share in the United States from year 1999 to 2009. The best part of this pie chart is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are hybrids, trucks, and percentage and numbers are 0 to 100%. This pie chart is described in such three colors as white, green, and black. It is an interesting bar graph in front of me, which gives information about sneakers sold this month in a shoe store. The best part of this bar graph is that I have to speak just 25 seconds only. Let's have a closer look. While looking closely, I can see that there are different trends are emerging. Moreover, there are some words and numbers are also mentioned in this picture, and these words are Adidas, Nike, Reebok, number sold and brand of sneaker, and numbers are 0 to 35%. This bar graph is described in such three colors as white, green, and black.
Lack of a proper diet can cause malnutrition. This condition can occur because of the lack of a single vitamin in a diet, or it can be because a person isn't getting enough food. Starvation is a form of malnutrition. Malnutrition also occurs when adequate nutrients are consumed in the diet, but one or more nutrients are not digested or absorbed properly. It is a common cause of reduced intelligence in parts of the world affected by famine. A study published in the British medical journal The Lancet demonstrated that those who had been well fed soon after they were born earned almost 50% more than those who had not. The study was performed by giving a high nutrition supplement to some infants and a lower nutrition supplement to others, with only the researchers knowing which infants received which supplements. The infants that received the high nutrition supplement had higher average salaries, proving that infant nutrition affects cognitive development independent of other factors such as class or parental income.
Hot air balloons are an odd flying apparatus. They don't look like anything else that flies. They aren't used like other flying objects to get people from one place to another. They only are flown at certain times and in certain conditions. They don't have a motor or anything that mechanical with moving parts. People like to explore exotic landscape or wildlife while sitting in these colorful creations. These balloon rides are so popular these days that many people even get married in them. Now that's romantic. But of course, hot air balloons are not just for the romantics. Many adventurers also enjoy this experience. I mean, it is an adventure to be flying in the air in a basket with only a hot air balloon holding you up there. The craze for hot air ballooning is increasing day by day, as is shown by the fact that there are 7,500 balloons in the US alone. Not long ago, people were scared to travel by hot air balloons as they had their doubts regarding the safety of this medium of travel. Today, these are well equipped to fly at high altitudes without any more risk than that faced by an airplane.
You all know that water is an important element on Earth upon which all life depends. It is the source that covers almost 3/4 of the planet. If we look back through the history of the natural world, water has provided habitat and sustenance for animals and plants alike. But we very well know that this water is increasingly getting polluted. There are two sources of water pollutants: point sources and non-point sources. Point sources of pollution occur when harmful substances are admitted directly into a body of water. When an industry discharges its effluents directly into the rivers, it best illustrates point source water pollution. A non-point source delivers pollutants indirectly through environmental changes. An example of this type of water pollution is when fertilizer or a pesticide applied to a field is carried into a stream by rain in the form of runoff, which in turn affects aquatic life and further affects the humans when aquatic animals are consumed by them. Point sources of pollution can be monitored and regulated with the technology available, although political factors may complicate matters. Non-point sources are much more difficult to control. Pollution arising from non-point sources accounts for a majority of the contaminants in streams and lakes.
What is the science of the study of stars known as?
Which place is shown in the picture?
If a figure is pentagonal, how many sides will it have?
If something that will die one day is mortal, what term will be used for something that never dies?
What season is depicted through this picture? One that comes after summer and before winter.
What do things become when they come to a halt?
What is this craft known as?
Which of these substances is harder, snow or ice?
What is the term used for a professional who devises and teaches dance movements?
We take food when we are hungry. What do we take when we are tired?